Hello children, welcome to Learning Made Easy. This is the third and the last video on tenses. In this video, we're gonna learn future tenses detailedly. So what is future tense? Children, future tense is used to denote actions which are not over. I mean, the actions which are going to happen only in future should be denoted only in future tense. Look at the example given here. I will finish this work tomorrow. Here we are speaking about the action which is going to happen only in the future time, that is tomorrow. Children, like present and past tense, future tense also has four subdivisions. They are simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. In this video, we're gonna learn all these four detailedly. Let's start, children. Simple future tense. What is simple future tense? Children, we use simple future tense to denote actions which we think that they will happen in the future. It's like we guess or we predict the action which is going to happen in the future. Children, let's learn how to frame positive, negative and interrogative sentences in simple future tense. A positive statement in simple future is framed by adding will with the subject and the verb should be in V1 form. Children, V1 form means base form. Look at the example. I will swim tomorrow. I is the subject, will is the word or the auxiliary which you have to use in simple future, and the verb swim is in base form. Children, to frame negative sentence in simple future, you just have to add not. Look at the example. I will not swim tomorrow. And here the statement is in negative. And the short form won't can also be used here. And how to frame question? It's very simple, children. Interchange the position of the auxiliary will and the subject. Will I swim tomorrow? It is a question. If you say I will swim tomorrow, it is a statement. If you say will I swim tomorrow, it is a question. So in questions, the auxiliary will should precede the subject. Will should be in front of the subject in the question. You can also add question words like what, when, where. And you can ask WH questions like where will I swim tomorrow? When will I swim tomorrow? Look at some more examples here, children. I will help is positive. I will not help. I won't help is negative. Will I help? It's a question. It's interrogative. Children, you can pause the video and take down these examples if you want. The next subdivision under future tense we're gonna learn is future continuous tense. Children, future continuous tense is used to talk about an action or a situation which we think that it will be happening or continuing at a particular time in future. Here we are particular about the time and we are particular that the action will be in process in future time, going on in future time. Look at the examples, children. I will be playing in the park by 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. Here I am particular about the future time 4:30 p.m. and I am stating that at that particular time an action will be under progress. An action will be continuing, going on. I will be playing. So this is how you should use future continuous tense. Now look at the next example also. Sheetal shall be accompanying me when I leave the house. So I am particular about the time. When I am leaving the house, when I leave the house, at that particular time, Sheetal will be coming with me. The action will be under progress. Look at the third example. I will be teaching nouns at 12 noon tomorrow. Here again I am particular about the time and I am saying that at that particular time at 12 noon I'll be continuing an action of teaching the nouns. So children, to denote actions which will happen in the future, which will be continuing or which will be in progress in future at particular time, you should use future continuous tense. Now how to frame affirmative, negative and interrogative sentences in future continuous. It's very simple, children. For positive, affirmative, you should use the subject and then you should add will be. Then you should add the main verb with ing. See, I will be playing. You will be playing. They will be playing. It will be playing. Remember children, you should use will be and then the verb should be with ing. You can also use shall be playing. Children, the short form for will is apostrophe ll. You can use that also here children. Now how to frame negative sentences in future continuous. It's very simple children. Instead of adding will be verb with ing, you should add will not be and then verb with ing. And the short form for will not is won't. You can use that also. Look at the examples. I will not be playing. You will not be playing. And the short form is won't. You won't be playing. They won't be playing. Now how to frame interrogative sentences? It's simple children. Here, like in other tenses, the auxiliary should come in front of the subject. Subject and the auxiliary verb should change position. If you say I will be playing, it is affirmative. But if you say will I be playing, it is question. Will we be playing? Shall we be playing? Will they be playing? This is how you should make questions. Children, look at some more examples here. I will be walking is positive and the negative should be made by adding not. I will not be walking and the question should be made by interchanging position of will and subject. Will I be walking? Children, you can also add question words what, when, where, how, all these things in front of the questions and you can make sentences like where will I be walking tomorrow? Where will you be walking tomorrow? When will you be walking tomorrow? So children, this is how you have to use future continuous tense. Children, if you want to copy the examples, you can pause the video and copy these examples given here. The next subdivision we're gonna learn is the future perfect tense. Children, the future perfect tense is used to denote actions which we guess or we think that will be finished before a particular time in future. See the definition. Future perfect tense is used for an action which will be finished before a stated future time. Look at the example. He will have delivered all the newspapers by 8 o'clock. Here you are stating the time 8 o'clock, but you are speaking about an action which you guess or think that will get over before 8 o'clock. So, if you're going to speak about an action about which you know clearly that it will get over before some particular time in future, for such action you can use this future perfect tense. You can say by 2065 I will have become a successful doctor. Here will have become is future perfect tense. Children, this is how you have to make future perfect tense sentences. You should add will, have and then V3. Whatever subject may be, you should add will, have, V3. V3 is the past participle form. Play becomes played, speak becomes spoken, give becomes given. Children, let's learn how to make positive, negative and interrogative sentences in future perfect tense. See children, for positive, subject, will, have and V3. V3 means past participle. He is subject, will, have, done. Done is V3, past participle form of do. He will have done it by this evening. This sentence is in future perfect positive. Now how to make negative? Very simple children, you can add not there. He will not have done it by this evening. Then how to make question? Again children, the auxiliary will should come in the beginning and subject should go inside the sentence. Will he have done it by this evening? So it is a question. You can also add WH words like what, where, when, how. You can make questions like How will he have done it by this evening? Remember children, let it be positive, negative or interrogative. The verb should be in V3, past participle form since it is future perfect tense. The next subdivision we're going to learn is future perfect continuous tense. Future perfect continuous tense is used to talk about an action or situation which we think that it will be in progress over a period of time for a duration in future, and we also know that it will end in future. Look at the example given here, by next March. So you are giving the deadline, the end in future. By next March we shall have been living here for 5 years. Again here you are speaking about duration, a long duration. We shall have been living here for 5 years. Look at the next example. I shall have been teaching in this college for 20 years by next July. Again here also the sentence is clear about the end in the future, by next July, and also we are speaking about a long duration, 20 years. Children, you can pause the video and take down these examples. So children, future perfect continuous tense speaks about an action which you know that it will be going on in future for a long duration, but there will be an end point also. Before it reaches the end point, it would have gone through a long duration. But children, sometimes even if you don't know the end point, if you're going to speak about an action which is going to happen for a long duration in future, for that also you can use future perfect continuous tense. Let me explain that in the next slide, children. Children, you can use this tense to denote actions which will be continuing for a long duration. Look at the first example. Next year I will have been working here for 4 years. You need not mention the end, but you are speaking about a long duration, 4 years. So to denote such long duration of continuing action in future, you can use future perfect continuous. Children, you have to use the subject, then you should use will, have, been, and the verb should be in present participle form. It should be in ing form. As I told you earlier, if you know the end point, if you're going to mark the completion of the action, you can use future perfect continuous tense. Look at the example given here. When I finish this course, I will have been learning English for 20 years. So you know the end point. When you finish the course, that's the end point. By that time, you will have been learning English for 20 years. Here again, you're speaking about a long duration. Now, how to make negative, children? You can just add not there. I will not have been playing poker for 30 years by then. Look at the next example. When I come at 6 o'clock, will you have been practicing long? Here we are making interrogative sentence, children. Like in any other interrogative sentence, here also we are interchanging the position of the auxiliary and the subject. Will comes in front of the subject. When I come at 6 o'clock, will you have been practicing long? Will is the auxiliary, it is in front of the subject you. So children, this is how you should use future perfect continuous tense. With this, we have come to the end of the video, children. I hope you all would have understood future tenses. I want you children to go through the video at least twice to understand the tenses better. Thank you, children.